guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about and sharing how I homeschool multiple kids, how I work full-time. I have different age level kids. I have a fourth grader, a second grader, and a preschooler. And so just managing different age levels, different kids within homeschool can be challenging, as well as I do work full time. So I'm going to share today some of my tips and tricks of how I do all of that. I do want to thank today's video sponsor, Night Zookeeper. I've talked about Night Zookeeper on my channel plenty of times. It is one of my kids' favorite things to do, and why I love it is because it does help me balance all of this. It's something my kids can do independently. I know that they're getting a good solid education from it, but then they're also having fun. And so in today's video, you're going to see my kids using Night Zookeeper and how it fits in our day. All right, so first thing is schedule. Because I work, because I have multiple kids, we just have to be on some sort of schedule. I start work around 6 a.m. in the morning, and so I can normally get a couple hours of work in before the kids wake up around 8:30. And so our mornings are very slow around here. You will not see us doing a huge family breakfast. You will not see us doing a family morning basket or morning lessons. Because I work, that's just, we can't do it in the morning. That's just not the time. So the morning is my time. Plus my husband is home in the morning, and so he is home until I break for lunch, and so he can help with the kids. My daughters can work with me and get school done. Even though I'm working, they can sit next to me and get some of their lessons done. And so that's just what works for us. 8 a.m. Like I said, I've already been working for a couple hours. All the kids are still sleeping. I'm not too strict on what time they have to get up. There are certain mornings that they would, like tomorrow morning on Friday, they would have already been gone. So they would have had to wake up at like 7 and get ready, and they would have already been over to their grandparents' house. So I'm not super strict with times in the morning because I don't need them all up. I need my time to get work done, get some meetings done, and so this just works out best for us. Get older, my fourth grader will sleep until 12 if I let her, and so I normally cut her off at about 9:30. I start being pretty obnoxious, and so she has to wake up. So breakfast on the weekdays is nothing crazy. It is cereal. Sometimes I'll make like muffins over the weekend, and so they have like muffins for the week, yogurt, anything easy, quick, fruit, bananas. Obviously my husband can help my son get his breakfast, but my daughters, they can get their own breakfast. I buy 2 from Costco. It's like microwavable bacon. It's like pre-cooked bacon in this huge pack. That's been a game changer because then they can get like bacon or something. So breakfast, pretty much everyone's on their own. I have my coffee that I get. So I don't get coffee right when I wake up. I normally get it around like this time, 8 o'clock. I'm drinking my coffee now while they're hopefully all waking up. We'll see. I'm surprised my son, he normally is the first one awake, and so I'm surprised he hasn't gotten up and wandered himself in here yet. So once they all get up and get ready, my daughters have their like routines and plans. So even though we don't have like specific times we have to get stuff done, they do have like routines. So today is a Thursday, and so my second grader would grab this and she would know what she needs to complete. Now like on this, it's super generic, like language arts, math. So in her planner, which I don't know where her planner is and I don't want to go in her room and wake her up, but in their planners, I have my older daughters. That's where I put like the actual lesson that they're working on. So I do their planners on Sunday because I know what we accomplished the week before and I know what our goals would be for the week. And so in their planner, I would put the specific lesson or pages that they need to work on. And so The reason I do that is because if I'm in a work meeting, if I can't actually tell them, hey, I need you to do page 20, they know by grabbing this that they can do that. So like my fourth grader, her Good and the Beautiful math is 100% independent, besides like when I grade it and check it and review stuff with her. So she can wake up, she can grab her stuff, she knows she has to do math, she knows what lesson, and she just gets it done. And so that really helps. Now my second grader, technically she knows what math lesson she needs to do, but hers is not independent. And so she'll come in my room while I'm working, and as long as I'm like not in a meeting or something, then I have no problem. She sits, I have a chair right next to me. She sits there and she can complete those lessons where she may need a little bit of help. But she also has independent things. She has things like her Wordly Wise workbook that she can do on her own. She has Night Zookeeper. So what I'll do, and I'll show you guys, is on their computers, I favorite all of their pages, I save their logins. And so she, in second grade, can get on her laptop, log into Night Zookeeper, and just start the process. And so if I'm in a meeting and we're in that school time, she has that option to go do that, and it saves me time, but then I get to later on in the day go back and review what she worked on. So we're just gonna wait. I just, so you guys know, like I said, I don't do family lessons, morning baskets in the morning. We do those in the afternoon or on Saturday. We do school on Saturdays. And so Saturdays is really like, we don't do really any independent work on Saturdays. It's all family units. And so later today, I will show you, once I'm done working, how we kind of gather around. That's no pun intended at all to the curriculum, because that's not what we use. But where, you know, we're going to do our science lesson. At the same time too, I am going to be out of town all next week. And so we're not doing double the amount of schoolwork, but we're doing a pretty heavy load this week, just because they're not going to be really doing much school next week, or a very small amount of school. And we just got started like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And so I'm not ready for them to just take a full week off of school, and neither are they. They don't want it. They don't need a full week off of school. So we're just kind of doing some of the stuff that I need to be here for, like our science lessons, because we're not going to be getting any of that done next week. All right, so it is about 8:40. My middle daughter, who's in second grade, and my son, who's a preschooler, they're both awake. And so I just went downstairs, took a little break, got them, did help them, not really with breakfast. They had toast and cereal and bacon. So I just refilled my coffee, hung out with them. And so my middle daughter is going to do her math. Right now, I am going to be in meetings starting at 9, from like 9 till 11, and that's just normal. And so I'll help her as much as I can, but then she'll have to move on to doing like her independent stuff while I'm in those meetings. I think 11. I'm done with all my work meetings for the day. So it's not always normal that I have a whole morning early afternoon full of meetings, but today it was. So my daughters have been doing their independent work. And so this one, she did her Wordly Wise.
Yes.
So Wordly Wise she can do independently, and she's working on her Spanish. And so today her Spanish has like a hands-on activity. So she's getting ready to cut it and do some stuff. So she is done with math, Wordly Wise, finishing up Spanish, and then we have to do her language arts together. So we'll do that once she's done. We'll try to get that done before we break for lunch. And then later on today, when I'm done working, she will do we'll do our family science, plus I forgot, she's going to be doing Night Zookeeper. And so she'll probably do Night Zookeeper after we break for lunch, because I'll be helping my older daughter with like her history and stuff to make sure that she's all set. And so that's just kind of how we do it. We adjust. If I have lots of work meetings, then they do their independent stuff and chores. If I'm not, I have a lighter work day, then we get all of their work done in the morning. And then they would do like their chores and stuff in the afternoon. All right, so my middle daughter is doing my middle daughter is doing her Spanish stuff. And then my older daughter is starting her stuff. She normally does it on the floor in my room. That's just where it makes sense. Even though her math is pretty much independent, she watches a video from The Good and the Beautiful. does her lesson, I can just be here in case she needs help or clarification, and then I'll grade her independent work as well. So she's gonna do that because it's a little bit after 11. Her lessons normally take her about 45 minutes for math, and so she'll just sit in here while I'm working till my lunch break. We'll take a break, and then after lunch my son will take a nap. I will work, and then me and my older daughter will kind of work through the rest of her stuff, and that is when my middle daughter will kind of go on like night zookeeper. So she's still doing school, but it's independent, and she can work on that while I'm spending time with my older daughter. So apparently I am way off on time today. It's not even 11 yet. So she got her Spanish done, and so now I forgot we have to do her language arts. So because I'm kind of taking a break from work for a little bit because I'm out of all of my meetings, I am going to help her with her language arts so we can get that done because my older daughter is working on her math independently. 9. So we're going to learn the sound of ooh, as in food, book. Foo, ooh, book. Okay? So go ahead and read these words to me.
Flood, booklet, groom, oot, caboose, cocoon, proof, swoop, droopy, groove, troops, and shampoo.
All right, so Mila actually finished her language arts early, and so because I'm still working, my older daughter's still doing her schoolwork, she's going to get on to night zookeeper. My kids have been using Night Zookeeper for over a year now, and they just absolutely love it. My daughter's even moved on to doing free write, which doesn't even prompt her as much as the normal ones do. But I do love that as she gets older, it gives her new writing tips to focus on. And then when she submits her work, it does go to a person at Night Zookeeper who reads it and suggests some edits for her to make to improve her writing. There's also so many fun learning games that my kids absolutely love. As you can see, there's just so many different choices of games, but all of these games have something to do with language arts. So if you're really looking for something engaging and fun to add on to your kids' language arts program, Night Zookeeper is a great option because your kids don't even realize how much they're learning. So in this game, they're learning about describing the present. And so they're talking about how you can make something in the present. And so they're going to read different sentences and they're going to choose what's happening right now. It gives them instant feedback if they're choosing the correct or wrong answer. And then it does store grades for reporting. So I can see if there's a certain topic that they need extra help on or if there's something that they are just mastering. And again, it doesn't even feel like schoolwork to them. During this day, I think my daughter did a whole entire free write. So she wrote an entire paragraph, and she's only in 2nd grade. And so she's even building some typing skills. Not that it's necessarily teaching her how exactly to type, but the more you type on a computer, the better you get at it. So she did an entire free write plus played a ton of fun games, and she enjoyed it. I actually had to tell her to get off at a certain point to stop playing. If you're interested in trying out Night Zookeeper, I do have a 50% off discount link down below. Make sure you use my link down below to get 50% off and a free trial. It's not going to hurt just to use the free trial. Have your kids try it out, see how they like it, and see if it fits into your homeschool. All right, so just a quick update. What time is it, Mila?
11:34.
So 11:34, Emma did complete math. So she got her math done less than 45 minutes today, which is good. She is moving on to her language arts, which even though there's not video lessons for the Good and the Beautiful language arts level 4, it's still extremely independent. So she reads, does her lesson, and then she has her writing workshop to do. So she's going to work on that. Still working on her Night Zookeeper, and so I have, it's 11:34, so 30 minutes till lunch still.
Yay.
All right, so we got a little off track after lunch because as soon as we were wrapping up lunch, my husband was getting ready to leave for work, and we had a repairman coming because our washing machine is broken. So that kind of threw a wrench into things because I needed to kind of talk to the repair guy, and so he was here for like about an hour, and so we're kind of off. But during that time, my oldest daughter got her handwriting lessons done. She alternates between handwriting and wordly wise, and so today was handwriting, and so she got her handwriting done. So she is done with math, language arts, and handwriting, and she just has her Book Shark history, which her and I will do together. This little one finished Night Zookeeper. She did a lot of Night Zookeeper, which you guys saw. That's why I absolutely love Night Zookeeper. She loves it, which is the most important. But as you guys saw, it just has so many different topics within language arts that it really could be its own language arts curriculum. And they don't really advertise this, but it's also like computer skills and typing and stuff as well. So it helps her with computer and typing. It's obviously not teaching her like where to put her fingers, but it's just practice. So now that we're kind of back to normal, it is almost 1:30-ish. And so I have an hour and a half left of work that I need to get a couple things done. My son's taking a nap, and besides our family lessons that I'll show you in a little bit, there's no more independent stuff for my second grader. So she's going to be doing her chores. She has the dishwasher she needs to empty, and she has her room that she needs to clean, because on Fridays they go to their in-laws house, their grandparents' house, my in-laws house, and they go with their homeschool co-op group and do some things. So they always have to get their room clean before they leave, since they're not going to be home all day tomorrow. And so she's going to work on chores, and my older daughter and I are going to work on her Book Shark Reading with History, which is a pretty in-depth history program, because it has to be done daily. There's a lot to it, and so that takes us about an hour to complete. So we're going to work on that, and then we'll have our family science unit later today. Like I said, because I'm traveling next week, we're just trying to smush as much in. Normally, because we had that delay where the repair guy was here, I'd probably skip our family science unit, but because I'm not going to be here next week, we're skipping all of it next week. I figured we'll just get it done. And it's like overcast and rainy and stuff, so we can't even go swimming or anything, so we might as well do some fun science stuff. All right, so I'm all done working for the day. My kids are finishing up their chores, and we are going to get started on our human body science unit that we've been doing together. We are on our 6th lesson, and so today we're going to be learning about the muscular system. This is basically, we read a book, so we're reading a couple pages on the muscular system, and then we are doing like a live cutout of like the size of their bodies, and so they're going to do some muscles added to that. They have some worksheets, and then we're going to be watching a YouTube video. So that will take probably 20 minutes to 45 minutes, just depending how long the YouTube video is, but I'll show you guys their bodies so far. And so this is one of them. They both have them. I was making a joke that anyone that comes up to this area is probably like, why do you have bodies posted on your walls? So they have their lungs so far, and then the heart. And so today we'll be adding muscles to this. Even though we are 6 lessons in, the first 3 lessons were just like on introductions, body systems, but now we're actually getting into the specific systems and organs. And so that is our school day. So as you can see how I balance multiple kids while working, it's just like switching back and forth. So I work with one kid, I work with the other kid. There's independent activities. There's things like Night Zookeeper that I can rely on to help me with all of this. So I'm gonna wrap it up. My puppy's getting hungry, my kids are finishing up, and so we are going to work on this. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out my discount link down below for Night Zookeeper. You'll get an awesome deal and a free trial so you can try it out for your home. Have a great day, guys. Bye.